Hello and welcome to Atop the Fourth Wall, where bad comics burn. You know, believe it or not, of the 41 episodes of this show that I've produced, only one comic has actually had Rob Liefeld drawing or writing them. I know, I was surprised by this too, especially when I realized that today's subject, Law and Order, was another incident of Liefeld-inspired artwork. As I said last time, the man's work was highly influential in the artistic style of the early 90s. Unusual proportions, emphasis on cheesecake art for women, and huge guns were all the rage. And the pouches. Oh dear lord, don't get me started on the pouches. Anyway, the point is that eventually Rob split off from Image Comics and started his own studio, Maximum Press. And unsurprisingly, it churned out this piece of trash. So let's dig into Law and Order number 1.
Welcome to Atop the Fourth Wall, where bad comics burn. Linkara's gonna teach you all a lesson you won't learn. Rusty, you're not the smartest. Liefeld, you're not an artist. Anyone who said a bad comic published, it could be your turn. Linkara, he's the man. Clutch, where's the birdie hat? Linkara, he has a magic gun. Where'd he purchase that? Amazon the drugs, Linkara. This comic sucks, Linkara.
Jeez, there are only so many ways I can say it's bland, folks. Well, can't fault them for false advertising, though. 2 women in cleavage-exposing outfits and holding guns. It's this comic in a nutshell. Although, to make this cover a little different is this bald guy scowling and violently straining his neck. First exciting issue! Ooh, how much do you want to bet that that's a massive lie? We open to a dark alleyway in Manhattan. 2 minutes in the future! Wow, this really is the not-too-distant future. Monsters prowl the city in the guise of men. The innocent die at the altar of brutality, while working stiffs cower behind their doors, refusing to get involved. Did I accidentally buy an issue of Daredevil? Chaos holds unchallenged dominion over the night. I thought the night belonged to lovers. Blah blah blah, more narration as a woman emerges from a portal. In 2 minutes, the Predators will have a new enemy. The next movie franchise crossover, Predator vs. Leprechaun. So now it's the present. So 2 minutes ago? 2 minutes from the present, which is now the future? Comic creators, if you're not going to be clear about what time things take place, don't even bother telling us. Her name's Order. She's barely 17. But don't feel bad about leering at her in her skin-tight outfit or anything. Okay, if I keep making fun of this narration, we'll be here forever, so here's the gist of it. Order is partnered up with this guy named Law. How ironic. The two apparently kill mafia members, and Law was supposed to be indestructible, but now some super assassin has slaughtered him. Oh look, underage butt! Order? That's not how you apply CPR, Order. Some super cops or something take Order into custody. The name's Max Spear. People tell me I've got an attitude problem. Ain't no problem at all. I can back it up. You think I've got an attitude problem? Oh, I'll kill you, son of a bitch! I'll kill you! Mr. Spear takes her to the underground facility known as the Hive. Bees, my god. Hive is one of your standard super-secret organizations that only the president knows about, investigates the paranormal, and blah, blah, blah. We flash back to when Law met Order. Order was a drug addict whose dealer almost killed her with a bad dose of some drug. Order showed up and saved her, and the two became a duo out to kill criminals. He saved her life and gave her a purpose. All he demanded in return was her unquestioning obedience. In time, she grew to love him. Yeah, that just screams unhealthy relationship. The shallow kind of love, born of dependence. She knew he would not approve of her affection, so she never expressed it. Instead, she just made really bizarre facial expressions at him while aiming her eyes off in random directions. Still in exposition mode, Law apparently was an intergalactic mercenary who had been taken by an alien group called the Abraxas. No, not that Abraxas. This group of tall Yodas. The Yodas show him all of the terrible things he had done as a mercenary. The massed anguish of 10,000 innocents, free-floating in the universe, adrift without a home. And suddenly, he knew. My God! I'm the one who made Han Solo not shoot first! The Yodas tell him that there are no gods, no justice save for what living beings must impose. Oh, so the Yodas are objectivists. Thus he must atone for his sins by becoming law to right wrongs through killing evil. Yes, atone for your murders by killing people! Wait. While Order just babbles Law's name over and over, we meet another woman leaping around the city in a green costume with a boob window. Why, the sultry teenage super foxes are back, apparently. The narrator goes all film noir on us and starts yakking, there, down below, she sees them coursing through the streets like a malignant virus. The veins of the city are choked with corruption. Its arteries are clogged with vice. So, if I'm reading this metaphor correctly, McDonald's is the source of all crime! Back in the lab, Law is being dissected, and it's plainly obvious that he isn't human because he has extra organs. Testing out his weapons reveals that they're more powerful than anything on Earth. Seems to me that playing around with the alien guns when you have no idea how they work or what they do is an impressively stupid thing to do, but then again, I'm not the scientist. Spear goes off to talk to Order, since she should be coming around about now. What do you mean, coming around? She's been awake since you captured her! Or did you not hear her say, Law, every 5 seconds? Anyway, they bring her to an interrogation room. Now, nobody's heart is breaking over some disemboweled mafiosi and assorted gutter snipes. But a license to kill belongs strictly to agencies like mine. We guard it jealously. If we let everyone have it, we wouldn't be special. So he's not really worried about national security or vigilante justice, but rather, no, you can't play on my swing set. Nah, nah, nah. She just glares like she wants to bite the nose off my face. Ha! Yeah, she really looks like she's giving you the look of death there, Spearmint. Allow me to express my own anger at this comic the same way. Up on the roof, the girl in green pushes her ass out behind her, no doubt because that thong she's wearing is riding up like nobody's business. Spear decides that it's story time, however. It's about a girl growing up in the mean part of the city. No dad in sight, and mom without the talents or skills to make ends meet the legal way. One day, the girl comes home to find a pimp doing something unspeakable to the mother's corpse. Yeah, it's an okay story, but we were going for something with more of a Harry Potter-ish thing for our next line of children's books. Know what I'm saying? The girl bounces between juvie and foster homes for a few years. Nobody tries to reach out to her. At the age of 14, she vanishes, and everyone figures she's dead. Hannah Montana, the true Hollywood story. You know this girl, don't you? Her name's Vanessa Kelly. This is apparently Order's real name, and she reacts in shock to it. So, how did Spear get this information? Vanessa Kelly didn't die. Somehow she transformed herself. She became a fighter. Well, I guess she does kind of look like she belongs in the Street Fighter universe. However, their conversation is interrupted when Green Girl suddenly bursts through the wall. Can someone please explain something to me? Okay, I get the hyped up muscles, the cleavage, the skimpy outfits, but why in the hell does she and so many other 90s characters have a single shoulder pad? What kind of protection is one going to do you? I'm here for the girl!
The girl don't like you!
Emerald Gal promptly kicks Spear in the stomach and frees Order, handing her a gun. It's set for stun! So the two open fire on random silhouetted people in the hive. And look at all the bullets that are flying here. Somebody want to tell me how you set bullets on stun? Spear manages to recover and asks Order to wait. Vanessa, listen to me. Vanessa Kelly's dead, mister. There's only Order now. And I'd be dead if they wanted me that way. Huh? And I'd be dead if they wanted me that way. What the hell does that line have to do with anything? Who's they? And why the hell should we care about whether they want you dead or alive? And how exactly is that a response to her saying that she's Order now? And what's with all the weird faces we keep getting? Their jaws are just protruding for some reason. Their mouths are half open. It's like all the characters were suddenly replaced with largemouth bass. A few minutes later, the two stop at a rooftop. And so our comic ends with Order suddenly leaping at the woman in anger, realizing that, with that gun, you're the only one who could have killed him! Well, actually, you got a pretty good look at the assassin earlier, and let's just say boob window was not part of his attire. This comic sucks. Oh, but we're not quite done yet, because we're also treated to this special message from Marat Michaels, creator of Law and Order. Welcome to the first issue of Law and Order. First off, I'd like to thank you for giving this book a try. I think you'll be pleasantly surprised. I sure am. I was expecting something really terrible. Instead, I got something mediocre and boring. Having the characters fleshed out in a story that I was pretty proud of was only the first step. What character fleshing out? Other than Order's past, what do we actually know about her as a character? Unless by fleshed out, you mean revealing more skin in their costumes. And what happened to the bald guy that was on the cover? I think we all know what a comic book called Law and Order should have been about. Zombie Lenny Briscoe and Detective Gorin. They fight crime.
In the deepest pits of hell, there's a man who stands alone. All looking all, and they bow down for the man with the show that is called Atop the Fourth Wall. Atop the Fourth Wall. Atop the Fourth Wall. Atop the Fourth Wall.
You know, if that girl in green really did kill Law, could we say she betrayed the law?
You betrayed the law! Law!